And it just happens to have an amazing solo at the end of it. It's a good demo song.
So there's so it's basically kind of like a guitar solo trio kit. So now Nick or somebody, maybe Eric, is going to hit the cheat that turns off the drums, and we will have a blank track. And there it goes. Okay. So so the first thing that Nick's going to do is just hold down any fret and play a tone. And so, if he just hits any fret and strums once, he gets a sustained tone. If he uses the high buttons, which are the ones closer to the guitar body, he gets higher tones. If he up strums, he gets a bent note. And you can kind of go back and forth between the straight and the bent ones in a tasty way. So that's kind of like the baseline behavior if you just hit a fret and strum it. Now we get to the fun stuff. If Nick holds down 2 or more frets, any frets, and strums 8 notes, like up and down strums, he gets a lick. And if you listen to the lick, you can hear it modulating over the key of the song. Now, if he double times his strum, he'll get a fast version of the same lick. If he plays the same lick on the high frets, he gets it an octave up. So you basically kind of have this 2x2 matrix of fast, slow, low, high to play any lick. And then every single fret combination plays its own unique lick, which then you can memorize them all and use them however you please. And there's I think 25 unique combinations.
Yeah, so when you're saying fret combinations, if you notice what he was just doing, it's not just 2-button combinations. He used 3 buttons, he used a 4-button combination.
Right.
So there's a lot of depth there.
And then we get some special case kind of cool stuff to lay over the top of that. Like if he hits any sustained tone and then tilts the neck up, he gets feedback, which you can read, of course. So that's incredibly satisfying. And then also he can do Eddie Van Halen style finger tapping. If he just holds that down a note, he can use his free hand just to tap out melodies. And again, the game keeps it in tune and keeps it in time with the song. All you have to do is tap. And then there's one kind of cool Easter eggy thing that we've been pointing out to people. Is if you just mash all 5 buttons, you get Hendrix-style guitar noise. Which you can then learn. Okay, so that's the basics. That's the mechanics of how it works. And now we're going to show you how it fits into a song and how we score you in.
Cool.
Nick.
So Nick.
So one of the things here is that there is a tremendous amount of depth.
Yeah.
Right? Just in terms of sounds that a player can make, things that you can do when you're playing. And I think that the piece that we're getting to now is that it's not just about creative expression, but there is actually a gameplay component to it.
Yep.
One of the most fascinating elements of E3 for me was watching some of the sort of score-driven people sort of wrap their heads around the game that we're developing here. It's I think certainly if you read through a lot of the E3 coverage, we spent a lot of time talking about how proud we are to be offering new gameplay to people, right? Rock Band has been about beat match gameplay for so long.
We're getting word that your mic is crackly.
Crackling.
Your mic crackling? It's out completely.
Oh, well,
yeah, you guys.
Kind of a Tyler Perry kind of a
yeah, we can all fit on the love seat. No, you're good. You're good. We all fit.
We're all kind of huddled behind the giant Nick Chester that looms over us.
There's a game here, which I think is actually the piece that. I think certainly in a lot of the forum feedback that we've read, I think that's one of the questions on people's minds. Is how do I play this in the context of the game? Where's the skill?
Yep.
How does this actually change the experience? And so,
it's important.
There's a lot of depth.
Yeah, that for people who might have joined while we were giving that portion of the demo, that was just a cheat we were doing, so we could just illustrate the depth of the system. But that didn't have any of the gameplay elements on top of it. So what Nick's doing now is playing in the context of a song. So so you can see what the actual gameplay layer is, so you can see that it's not just like that freestyle toy that he was kind of playing with.
And so basically the way that works, and that's coming up pretty soon in the song, is we prompt you for like whether or not you should play fast or slow licks or sustain licks or low or high frets. But in terms of the specific licks that you choose, that's really up to you. So it's actually pretty challenging to keep up with the prompts. But within those constraints, you can basically do whatever you want. So it strikes a pretty nice balance between giving you some freedom to play the way you want to play, but still giving you enough cues to kind of craft like a good solo.
Yeah, and I think what's nice about that is that it sort of continues a bit of the authored element that people like about harmonics. Is the solo gameplay is still authored in terms of what we're suggesting you play for that part of the solo. So whether you're going from low on the fret to high on the frets to sustains and feedback, it's sort of helping to suggest a good sounding solo.
Score with like dynamic range. I think one of the challenges for the development of this kind of a mode is we don't necessarily want to have sort of a bad performance sound bad, right? You know, it's like the skill is all a function of score chasing and kind of understanding the system, and not so much like do you sound like you know what you're doing or not. And I think that to me, you know, when you're talking about sort of an approach from 2004 to now, what I love about our approach is that we've sort of solved the like subjectivity of it. You always sound good, regardless of whether you know what you're doing or not. And yet, a lot of the depth comes in when you sort of understand the system and understand how things work.
Totally, and it's worth pointing out that like we know a lot of our core players really do want to be scored and want like something to strive for achievement-wise. So we built a fair amount of challenge into it, but it's kind of up to every player whether or not they care about that. If you just want to go off the rails and just like play your own solo, you are totally free to do that. You won't get as many points. But what we anticipate, well, we can't wait to like, oh, here it comes. Okay, I'm going to suspend my comments to explain this. So the star field, that means you can do whatever you want. The orange colors mean the high frets. There's a high sustain. There's the star field. You can do whatever you want. The blue is the low frets. And then you can see both like two size grid lines. The tight ones are at 16 notes. There's another sustain. That's 8th note licks. There's some tapping. There you have it.
Boom.
So, nice solo.
That was
Nick
good.
Chester.
Sounded great.
It was really good.
So many points.
Yes, you might have noticed while he was doing those different phrases, whether he got them in time or not, he would lose or maintain his streak, which is another bit of like the gameplay element coming into play there.